All right, guys, welcome to part 2, the thrilling conclusion to the Subcompact Showdown. Ruger American Compact versus the Kel-tec P11 versus the Glock 26 versus the Smith & Wesson M&P 9 Compact to see who's the best. We did the first 4 rounds of that competition last week. We're gonna do the final 3 rounds and the conclusion this week. Real quick, big shout out to our sponsors, Ventura Munitions and Proxy Bid. And I also want to mention, guys, I mentioned at the end of last week, we're going to be adding a couple new features to the channel. First is going to be the TFBTV mailbag. That's an opportunity for you guys, really anyone. You could be a manufacturer, seller, distributor. You could just be somebody at home and you just want to send us something and you want to get it on the air. I'm going to update this video with the address for the PO box that we're getting like this week. And you can start sending stuff in to the mailbag and we'll put it on the air for you, give you a little exposure. Now, what are we gonna do with that stuff from the mailbag? Well, we're going to start having comment competitions on the videos. So we're gonna look at the best comment for topic X. We're gonna give you a topic and whoever can give us the best response, we're gonna send you some stuff from the mailbag. So we started that last week and we've got a new question this week. Last week was, which one of these guns do you think should win? This week is, which one of these guns do you think is gonna lose and why? Best comment, we'll send you some TFB swag, maybe some stuff from the mailbag. Chapter 2 of the Subcompact Showdown. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
Let's talk sights. The M&P 9 Compact and the Ruger American both have Novak style 3-dot sights. That is, the M&P has Novak style low profile 3-dot sights, while the American has Novak branded low profile 3-dot sights. In theory, from their ramped design, prevents snagging whenever you're drawing from concealment. These are not cheap sights, so it's great to see these offered as standard on the Ruger American and the M&P 9 Compact. The Kel-tec uses plastic 3-dot sights that are non-adjustable, and the Glock 26 uses plastic half-box front dot sights, which share a similar profile to those of the P11. That is, these aren't really anti-snag sights. If anything, the P11 has a lower profile front sight. In terms of sights, the P11 and the Glock 26 are both going to be tied for second place, while the Smith and the Ruger are going to be tied for first. 3 points to the Ruger and Smith, 2 points to the Kel-tec and the Glock 26. Now, talking about price, you get the Ruger American or the M&P 9 Compact for about $400. The Glock 26 comes in at $500, and you can find the P11 for $200. Now, it's tricky, of course, to say that the P11 is the best value because the fit and finish is nowhere near the quality nor the performance of the Glock, the Ruger, or the Smith & Wesson. However, that said, it's a reliable and functioning compact 10+1 9mm gun, and it costs about $200. So it is going to get the #1 slot in terms of value. The M&P 9 Compact and the Ruger cost about the same price and have the same features, fit and finish, quality. So they are both going to be #2 for value, $400 a piece. Finally, the Glock 26 costs 25% more than the Ruger or the Smith, while being roughly the same in terms of performance and features. So it's going to be last place. 3 points for the Kel-tec, 2 points apiece for the Smith and the Ruger, and 1 point for the Glock 26. One thing I do want to mention, a saving grace for the Glock 26, magazines for the Glock 26 can be found for $15 to $20, and it's a little bit more difficult for the other guns to find them in that price range.
Wow. Guys, I gotta say, Jock and I, we both agreed that the Ruger American Compact is the best performer out of the bunch. It's got the best trigger, hands down. Best trigger out of the box, hands down, out of all the other guns. Yeah, you've got take-up, just like you have on the Glock and the Smith & Wesson, but it's just a lot smoother and shorter break.
Shit. Took a couple rounds to get warm.
So all in all, this is the best performer. It's got excellent sights. It has the lowest recoil of the bunch. But that said, it's the biggest gun by far. I mean, this is almost the size of a Glock 19. And it's a 12+1 round gun. You also have to realize this is the only ambi gun out of the group. So if you're a lefty, this is a no-brainer for you. Glock 26, what can you say? Jock and I both agreed that the 26 and the Smith & Wesson M&P 9 Compact had equally mediocre triggers. Both of them perform well. You get a little bit more recoil mitigation in the M&P, but I think that's by virtue of the fact that the frame has a little bit more flex and you've got like an extra 1/10 of an inch or so of grip on the M&P 9C. But all in all, the Glock performs like a Glock, which is great. So it shoots well, has performed well throughout this test. This is a great pick too. Again, M&P 9C, what I carry pretty much every day. I like it slightly more than the Glock 26 because I feel like it's just as reliable. Fit and finish is just as good. It's got better Novak anti-snag sights than the shitty plastic Glock sights. And you get an extra 2 rounds. You get 12+1 versus 10+1, and you've got virtually the same size package, same weight, same everything. I've always been a huge Glock fan. I know you guys call me a Glock fanboy, but the M&P 9C really excels.
Runs.
Ah, the modest and humble Kel-tec P11. Jock and I both agreed this is the worst performer of the bunch, purely because of the long double action trigger. It is long, deliberate. It gives you a split second to think about whether or not you want to take the shot. So I guess if you're looking at a silver lining, it gives you a chance at making a second choice. The trigger's awful on this thing, but you know, again, guys, we're talking about a $200 gun. So if this is all you can afford to defend yourself, so be it. But this has been a reliable gun. It costs you what, $200, $230, and it's been 100% reliable. It uses Metgar magazines from the factory, and you know, it runs. That's the important part. Would I carry this every day? No. I own it just for the heck of it, but you know, it is what it is. All right, gang, so what did we learn from the Subcompact Showdown? Well, let's go ahead and start with the Kel-tec P11. This gun is cheap. The trigger sucks. It isn't the best looking gun you're ever going to see, but it was 100% reliable, and this particular gun that I've owned for a couple of years now has been 100% reliable. And the funny thing is, I've never cleaned the damn thing. So if this is all you can afford, $200, $250, the Kel-tec P11 might be your gun. Again, you're looking at a very concealable gun, roughly the same size as the Glock 26. So talking about the Glock 26, the Glock 26 is the standard by which all other subcompact 9mm handguns are judged. You're looking at paying $500 though. This gun's reliable, it's going to be accurate, there are going to be a ton of aftermarket parts and service available for it. It's constructed well, great fit, great finish, mediocre trigger, but you have a lot of options for the trigger, and you've got a lot of magazine options. Now let's compare it to the M&P 9 Compact. I think both of these guns have equally poor triggers. They both, the Gen 4 of the Glock 26 has interchangeable back straps, while all the M&P 9 compacts do. The M&P 9 has better sights. You get 2 more rounds, but the Glock 26 is about an ounce lighter and about 1/10 of an inch shorter. Otherwise, they're virtually identical, and fit and finish on both is excellent. You get the Picatinny rail with the M&P 9C, you get the Novak sights. So you're getting a little bit more, and you're paying about $100 less. You can get the M&P 9C for roughly $400. For a lot of people, even though on paper I think the M&P 9C is the winner, that's a toss-up. Finally, the Ruger American Compact in 9mm. Jock and I both agreed this was the best performer. You're also getting the most, probably, out of this gun. You've got the Picatinny rail, fully ambidextrous, Novak sights, great magazines. The trigger is by far the best out of the entire bunch, and very smooth action. Everything's smooth, everything's put together well. This is just an outstanding compact 9mm. However, it's also almost the same size as a Glock 19, and it holds the same amount of ammo as the Smith & Wesson 9mm compact, but again, it's substantially larger. You're also not going to have the same aftermarket parts available for the Ruger as you would the Smith & Wesson or the Glock. So out of these guns, which one do I pick? Well, I carry the Glock and the Smith & Wesson. I alternate between the two. I carry each of them at least once a week, but the Smith & Wesson 9C is the one that I find myself carrying the most, just because I feel like you're getting a little bit more gun than you are with the Glock 26. It's less expensive, and you're getting an extra 2 rounds, which could make a critical difference. Anyways, I'll put up the little scorecards for you guys to see which one won by the points, although I don't think that really makes much of a difference. I told you guys about these guns. Go out, figure out which one you like, shoot it, and pick the one that works the best for you. Anyways, thanks again for watching, guys. Thank you to Ventura Munitions for supplying the ammo as usual. Thank you to ProxyBid. Thank you to our subscribers, and I will see you next week.